month. And now I'm going to read Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Chapter 8. It's written by J.K. Rowling and it was released in 1997. The book is about Harry Potter, a young wizard that now discovered his magical heritage as he has to go in his first year to Hogwarts Magical Academy. There, look! Where? Next to the tall kid with the red hair, wearing the glasses? Did you see his face? Did you see his car? Whisper followed Harry from the moment he left his dormitory next to the day. People lining up outside the classrooms stood on tiptoe to get a look at him, or doubled back to pass him in the corridors again, staring. Harry wished they wouldn't, because he was trying to concentrate on finding his way into classes. There were 142 staircases in Hogwarts UACH, sweeping ones, narrow, rickety ones, some that led somewhere different on Friday. Some with vanishing step hallway up that you had to remember to jump. When there were doors that wouldn't open unless you asked politely or tipped them exactly in the right place, and doors that weren't really doors at all, but solid walls just pretending. It was also very hard to remember where anything was because it all seemed to move around a lot. The people in the portraits keep going to visit each other, and Harry was sure the ghost of Armor would walk. The ghost didn't help either. It was always a nasty look when some of them led softly through a door you were trying to open. Nearly helpless Nick was always happy to point new Gryffindors in the right direction, but Pete, the poltergeist, was worth 2 locked doors and a trick staircase if you meet him where you were late for class. He will drop you weights with paper baskets on your head, pull rocks from under your feet, and pelt you with bits of chalk or sneak up behind you. Invisible grab your nose and screech, "Got you nunk!" Even worse than Pips, if it was possible, was the caretaker, Albus Filch. Harry and Ron managed to get on the wrong side of him in their very first morning. Filch found them to be trying to force their way through a door that unluckily turned out to be the entrance to the out-of-bounds corridor on the third floor. He wouldn't believe they were lost, was sure they were trying to break it into purpose, as it was threatening to lock them into the dungeons when they were rescued by Professor Quirrell, who was passing. Filch owned a cat, Miss Norris, a scrawny, dust-colored creature with bulging, lamp-like eyes just like Filch. She patrolled corridors alone, the car rolled in front of her, just one toe out of the line, and she'd whisk up Filch, who appeared within 2 seconds later. Filch knew the secret passageways of the school better than anyone, except perhaps the Weasley twins, and could pop as suddenly as any of the ghosts. The students all hate him, and it was the dearest ambition to many to give Miss Norris a good kick. And then, once you had managed to find them, there were the classes themselves. There was a lot more to magic, as Harry quickly found out, than waving your wand and saying a few funny words. They had to study the night skies through their telescopes every Wednesday at midnight, and learn the names of the difference and the movement of the planets. 3 times a week they went out of the greenhouse behind the castle to study ecology with a dumpy little witch called Professor Sprout, where they learned how to take care of all the strange plants and fungi, and found out what they were used for. Easily the most boring class was the history of magic, which was only taught by a ghost. Professor Binns had been very old. Indeed, when he had fallen asleep in front of the staff room fire and got up next morning to teach, leaving his body behind him, Binns droned, and while they scribbled down the names and the dates, got Hermetic, Evil, and Outloud mixed up. Professor Flitwick, the charms teacher, was a tiny little wizard who helped us stand on a pile of books to see over his desk. At the start of their first class, he took the roll call, and when he reached Harry's name, gave an excited squeak and tumbled out of sight. Professor McGonagall was again different. Harry had been quite right to think she wasn't a teacher to cross. Strict and clever, She gave them a talkie to the moment they sat down in the first class. Transfiguration is some of the most complex and dangerous magic you will learn at Hogwarts, she said. Anyone messing around in my class will leave and not come back. You have been warned. Then she changed her desk into a pig and back again. They were all impressed and could not wait to get started. But soon they realized they were going to be changing furniture into animals for a long time. After taking a lot of complicated notes, they were each given a match and started trying to turn it into an eel. By the end of the lesson, only Hermione Granger had made any difference to her match. Professor McGonagall showed the glass how it had gone, all silver and pointy, and gave Hermione a rare smile. Harry was very relieved to find out that he wasn't miles behind everyone else. Lots of people had to come from Muggle families, and like him, hadn't had any idea they were witches or wizards. There was so much to learn that even people like Ron didn't have much of a head start. Friday was an important day for Harry and Ron. They finally managed to find their way down to the Great Hall for breakfast without getting lost for once. What have we got today? Harry asked Ron as he poured sugar on his porridge. Double potions with Slytherin, said Ron. Snape's head of the Slytherin house. They say he always favors them. We'll be able to see if it's true. Which McGonagall favored us, said Harry. Professor McGonagall was the head